Hey there, today I'm going to be talking about a really big bear, and who cares about the other guy? I get to play Marvel Crisis Protocol with a bear. My name is Nate. Welcome to the Gamers Guild. So, jokes aside, a few weeks ago I did a review over Crimson Dynamo and Darkstar. At the beginning of that video, I had a bit of a commentary on world events which not everyone was a huge fan of, to which I'll politely say, I'm sorry you were offended by what I said, but I stand by the statements I made, and will condense them again here. Someone buying and or playing with these miniatures is not the equivalent of that person supporting the current Russian government any more than playing as Red Skull or Hydra means you support Nazis and racism. There are times and places to separate our fictional comic book world we play in from real world events, past or current. So go and play out your narrative on the tabletop and leave that there. But don't give a player a dirty look, or worse, for playing with pieces of plastic that have nothing to do with what is going on in the world around us. With that said, let's talk about a couple of the new additions to the game that we all enjoy. Starting with a freaking bear. Ursa Major, or the Great Bear, has an alter ego of Mikhail Ursus. He has 7 stamina, moves short on a 50mm base, is size 3 for 4 threat. He has 3 physical and energy defense, with a slight boost to his mystic defense being at 4. His first attack is a physical bear slap. No, really, it's a bare-handed slap. Man, I love this game. It has a range of 2, strength of 5 for no power. It will gain Ursa Major power equal to the damage dealt, and on a wild, the enemy character will gain the bleed special condition. His spender is, unsurprisingly, also physical. Bear-armed Brawler has a range of 2, strength of 7 for 3 power. And thankfully that 3 power gets you a lot more than just 2 extra dice. Before the attack deals damage, and if the target is size 4 or less, you can hurl them short in any direction. And after the attack is resolved, the enemy character gains the stagger condition. 2 things here that are really nice. First, the throw is before damage. So if you are tossing a Hulk with this attack, you do get to throw him before he has a chance at getting dazed and not being throwable. The other really nice thing is the guaranteed stagger, so even if the attack doesn't finish the job, the enemy is hamstringed pretty hard. Ursa only has 3 superpowers though, and they're all ones we have seen some sort of variation of at some point, but not all in the same place. First off is the active power, Charge. It will cost 2 power and an action, but it lets Ursa get in effectively 2 actions for the cost of 1, letting him make a move action followed by an attack action. This is going to be really nice to have since our Great Bear here isn't going to be very fast on the table. His next power is also active and is called Ursine Temper. For 3 power, he can choose a terrain feature of size 3 or less that is within range 2 and throw it medium once per turn. So, not amazing, not bad, just a good thing to have on the card. And then finally we have Aggressive, which will let him advance short after an attack deals him damage after the attack is all resolved. That is also going to help with his mobility, and once he gets into a fight, it will make him very difficult to get him out of it permanently, especially between this and the Charge. But that's it. There are no changes on his injured side either, so where does this leave our friend? Well, once Ursa has power, he is going to feel every bit of 4 threat and be an absolute terror. But if he doesn't have power, well, he can throw some bear slaps at you and maybe get enough power for a terrain throw, but that's about it. Now, hear me out. Ursa's worst sin on the tabletop is that he's going to be a very plain-looking piece. He doesn't have any big tricks or strategies or superpowers. He is just a move up and attack kind of character. And his superpowers support that game plan to a T. So he will be good at it, he just won't be the most exciting looking character on paper. However, as a warning to those on the other side of the table, Ursa is a character to be very cautious of if you end up dazing him, because if you have dazed him before he got to spend some power, that bear is going to be waking up with the ability to charge and throw 2 spinders into your team. And to say that that can be devastating is one of the bigger understatements of my day. So, while boring on paper, he can still be extremely dangerous on the tabletop is kind of the summary I have of the Great Bear. As far as affiliations that will want this guy or where he'll want to be, Brotherhood is a possibility as a splash, but Rogue checks a lot of the same boxes, so you're kind of doubling up on it. Not a bad thing to double up on, but you are doubling up on it. Midnight Suns, though, is another place I think will be really fun as he gets an additional boost on his movement. Moving on to his partner, we have the Red Guardian, who is not the Alexei we grew to love in the Black Widow movie, but rather the mutant Nikolai Krylenko. He has 5 stamina, moves medium, is size 2 for 3 threat. Like his bear friend, he also has 3 physical and energy defense, while his mystic is at 4. His strike is a physical one with a range of 2, strength of 5, costing nothing. It will gain him power equal to the damage dealt, but most importantly, after the attack is resolved, if the target character is size 3 or less, push the enemy character away short. This is guaranteed control on a 3-threat character strike. I'm a big fan. Next we have a physical shield throw with a range and strength of 4 for no power. It will gain red 1 guaranteed power though, and like all other shield throws, it will ignore line of sight and cover, and on a wild, the attack gains ricochet. Then finally, we have his Siberian Shield Slam. It has a range of 2, strength of 6 for 4 power. And after the attack is resolved, you can throw the target short in any direction as long as they are size 3 or less. So this guy is just like Korbach's Cap in his attacks with some slight tweaks. Guaranteed push on the builder, shield throw is 1 less attack dice, and shield slam is 1 more power, but this is basically the attack kit of improved Steve. But that is where the similarities end. The Guardian only has 2 superpowers. The first is a reactive focused repulsion field. It costs 2 and can be used when he is targeted by a physical or energy attack. He can then count blanks in his defense roll, so handy but nothing overly crazy since he only has 3 defense in those defense pools. His second power is coming from his Red Guardian suit. It says whenever he is damaged by an enemy or allied effect, after the effect is resolved, if he doesn't become dazed, Red can gain a power. There is one change on his injured side, and that is his stamina going up by 1 to a total of 6. So again, a character who doesn't have a whole lot on their card to judge, though granted the stuff on his card does excite me a bit. If he takes a hit and lives, he will have some extra power floating around for his spender or defensive superpower, and really because of his shield throw, he should never really be in the position of being power starved. And as long as you don't activate him first round 2, he should at least have enough power for his shield slam once a turn for the rest of the game. And even then, if you don't need him to be a long-range poke piece, but are needing more control, his builder basically has Panther's Push built in, which anyone who has been on the receiving end of knows how strong that can be, especially in the later game rounds of the game, where there's not as many pieces left. So the pros for Red Guardian are his control and self-sustaining power engine that he has going on. The con, and I really do think it's a singular con, is that he continues the tradition that the Winter Guard have built up of not having a lot of damage output on their characters. Now, sure, there is the bear and he has a decent bit, but it's still nothing just downright crazy. Now, Red Guardian, his throw on the spender can help rack up some damage, but it's a bit more situational on how much damage it can do. And something I am not going to really call out as a pro or a con on his card, but something that I do think is worth making a note of, is that he's a character that won't fall over to a stiff breeze thanks to his repulsion field, but sometimes keeping him alive will mean that you don't have the power for that spender, and he still is far from what I would consider a tanky character. But at 3 threat, he maintains a healthy balance between those 2 places. As for affiliations, there is some natural synergy with Steve, but I also think Wakanda could be really good for this guy, as I don't think he's ever going to really be starved for power, and some extra consistency will go a long way to help him stand out. But this wraps up my thoughts on the last two new members of the Winter Guard, which felt quick, but there really just isn't a lot here to talk about on their cards. Here at the end of the video, I want to give the shout out to the guild sponsors, Tritex Games and War Room Hobbies, which are both local gaming stores that host game nights, events, and the like, as well as offering MCP miniatures at a bit of a discount. If you shop from them, use the code TritexGGCP5 at checkout when shopping with Tritex to save an extra 5% off of your MCP order. And if you're doing that on the pre-orders, it actually gets you up to 25% off of retail, which is just insane. And then the code MCP2022 will get you an extra 10% off of your order for War Room Hobbies. So if you're wanting to try these guys out on the table, or maybe that new giant kitty cat with a dark elf on the back on the table soon, and are shopping online anyways, consider using these stores and discounts to help out an LGS. However, if you are already shopping from your own local gaming store, do that. Thumbs up. It's awesome. Keep supporting them. But if you're wanting a way to support the guild's videos or podcast, check out our Patreon page. I will also say thank you to the members of the Guild Hall who are supporting us over on Patreon and what we do here. There is a new project that I will be kicking off next month that would not have been possible without that additional support that I receive from you guys every single month. Last thing, we do also have a monthly giveaway thanks to Tritex. All you need to do to enter is be subscribed to the channel and leave a comment on a video the same month that that video was released. As always, if you have enjoyed my thoughts and are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for a weekly dose of MCP content in the form of reviews, battle reports, and other MCP goodness. As well, you can find the Gamer Guild podcast on several different podcast apps and platforms. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, keep on gaming.